Hey everyone, in today's episode, we're going to show you how we created the Creative Juice set. Okay, so we wanted to show you a little bit of behind the scenes as to how kind of homemade and janky, I guess you could call our set. It looks pretty good when it's on the main camera, but we wanted to show you how simple and how cheap getting a good look like we have can be. So what we did, let's back up, Paul, real quick. I'll first show you kind of, watch the cord.
Easy.
I'll first show you kind of our lights. I don't know if you'll be able to see this because it might be too blasted out, but these lights, they were really cheap. We bought them years and years ago, and they were originally used for like product photography, so they were kind of, I think they were probably like 20, 30 bucks a piece. I'll leave a link below on all the stuff that we talk about in this video. But these lights are super cheap light stands that you can get on Amazon. And then we just went to Home Depot and got daylight bulbs. So it's just a little bit more flattering look and not so blue as some of the lights used to come. A lot more lights, especially for photography and video, are coming out with like daylight bulbs, which is really important if you want a good clean look. The table is literally, Paul went to Home Depot or Lowe's. He just got a 4x8 sheet of plywood. I think this is birch. Looks like it's like half inch or 3/4. And we just literally got a lifetime fold-up table and threw it on the top. The reason for that is because we wanted a table big enough so that would bleed off the image on the main camera, but we also wanted it to be big enough and look clean so that if we wanted to mount a camera overhead to do overhead stuff, we still had that option. This chair, I think it's an IKEA chair. It was just laying around, so we grabbed it. It worked, right? You could literally use a fold-up chair or anything that you wanted. This mic stand is probably one of the more expensive things we have. I think it was like around like 120 bucks, if I remember right. And what we have here is called the Zoom H4n. I bought this several years ago. The audio sounds really good. You can plug multiple microphones in it if you want to do that. But just the audio straight out of this mic sounds good just by itself. The backdrops. Where did we get the backdrops, Paul?
From Picture Line in Salt Lake City.
Oh, Picture Line in Salt Lake.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you can order them on Amazon, I'm sure. We've also used like black cloth. We actually have some over here. We have a lot of this stuff. And we've used that before, and currently we use it to black out the lighting. One thing that's pretty important when you want to do your own set and you want your own look is to control the lighting. You know, if it's a sunny day, if it's a cloudy day, if it's dark, if it's, you know, sometimes we shoot when it's completely pitch black outside, and so we're able to control the lighting that way. Just with the two lights. And then we have, you'll notice, a light behind. That's just one of these really simple clamp-on lights from the Home Depot. We actually put a dimmer on it, so we can dim it or brighten it if we want. But we did that because, I'll show you an example. If I sit down without the light on, if I sit down without the light on, sorry, let me.
Today, Junior.
Okay, so, also, it's clamped on a old light stand that we just don't use anymore. That's broken, but it works, right? As you can see, without the light on, it doesn't separate me from the background quite as much, and you can see my shadow on the back. So it just looks a little bit better with some backlight. We also have this old piece of carpet beneath here, and that combined with the wood, combined with, you know, insulation in the room and other things in the room, but the wood and the carpet really absorb a lot of sound and echo, and that's why we have a carpet below us as well. So, as you can see, we're in a pretty small area. I mean, This is probably 10 by 10. We could honestly, it might even be smaller than that, but it's a very, very small area. So the point is, if you have an empty room in your business, or if you have an unfinished basement like we do, it's a very, very easy thing to do and relatively cheap to create your own little studio space that you can use and shoot videos. So if you want some more tips, or if you have any other questions on how we created this studio look, like I said, we'll leave a bunch of links in the description below to some of the stuff that we use. But if you need any other tips or advice, please reach out. We'd be happy to help you, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Like this if you like it, comment for the community, and share if you really care. Coming up next on Creative Juice.